Hello everyone, and welcome to Divine Debut. Thank you for joining me here. This is Kathy speaking. I do hope that you are all doing well. Okay, this is what you've asked for, my dear friends. Actually, I think it was Gia that asked if we could be looking into the other person. So that's what I'll be doing from here on. Today is Wednesday, the 17th of August of 2022, and I thought I might start a new line of readings where we're looking at your person, the person you watch these readings for. I would love to hear from you. What is it that you would ask? So if you were to have a reading, let's say a personal reading, what is it that you would want to ask about the other person? What is it that you want to find out about? So today I thought I might ask the question myself, just a general question, and that is, how do they feel about you? So I will be using the Mystic Moon Oracles. It is the shadow side of our emotions, our subconscious, things that we are not, or I should say the other person is not aware of, or what they're coming into understanding. So sort of tuning into their subconscious pertaining to your relationship and to you, to your relationship. How they feel about you. Maybe something was not clear for them. Maybe they've been going through an awakening pertaining to your relationship. So it's very, we can also look at it from the focal point of that very special relationship. It doesn't have to be a romantic. For some of you it could be a twin flame, others of you a soulmate. It could be a karmic relationship, it could be a friendship or a family relationship connection. So take it as it resonates for you, my dear friends. Today is Wednesday. It's the day that we usually do the twin flame reading. But I thought I would focus on the other person today. So how do they feel about you? Okay. That's what we're asking, Spirit. The other person. Also, not only how do they feel about you, but where are they at? Okay, emotionally. What's going on around them? So what are the energies surrounding them and their life? As I am sure many of you are wondering what's going on with them. Probably for many of you there hasn't been communication. Maybe you haven't had any news and you're wondering what's going on with them. So dear Spirit, please guide me. I'm going to do a 9-card spread. So just letting you all know that we've got some really good energies around today and the next few days, with Venus from Leo. She's trining, which is a really good aspect, over to Jupiter who is retrograde in Aries. So this is behooving, helping very much the fire signs, obviously. So let's see how do they feel about you, your person? Where are they at? So dear Spirit, where is the other person? And how do they feel about this connection, this relationship? For those who are watching, I'd love to hear your comments. You can place your questions for future readings. I will take those questions, those queries into consideration, I will probably jot down your questions as well and just do maybe one of these readings a week, or just randomly whenever I feel like it. Okay, so let's see. Thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing. Let's see your person. What's going on with your person? What is the focal point? Where are they at? Settling. So they're in a situation where they're not fighting, not trying. There's like a sense of grounding here. Settling for what they've been served from life, or maybe they've taken a path which did not lead them to happiness. So there's not much going on with this card. Settling is someone that is not doing anything right now. So I don't know, it's holiday season, maybe they're just taking some time thinking. Let's see. Dark Night of the Soul. Not an easy energy, very Plutonian. I do see this card very much as Pluto and Scorpio, and that's where the south node of the moon is transiting, dear friends. So maybe they're in another connection where they're going through a dark night of the soul, very Scorpio. So obviously they're going through some death and change in their life. Self-worth. So this card in this deck, as you could see, this person, they look like they're freeing themselves up, like they're on their way to going through many changes. Obviously they've had self-worth issues. It could, obviously they're dealing with their inner child. We do see a teddy bear here, so I don't know how their childhood was. Maybe they're dealing with subconscious fears pertaining to a sense of freedom if they've been in a situation, an environment, or in a chapter in their life where they've been settling, they've been waiting for changes. Maybe they've been hoping for some sort of freedom, being released from a dark chapter in their life. And obviously they've been dealing with self-worth issues. Let's see. Balancing the scales. So they could be going through legalities as well, and they cannot do much until there's some sort of a decision, or this could be separation, divorce, some sort of an imbalance pertaining to their life. They're trying to find their footing. Maybe they've been in an unbalanced situation where they're needing freedom. This is very much the Libra energy for me. So maybe they've gone through some sort of an injustice. Obviously this speaks to relationships. As I said, it doesn't have to be just romantic. Let's see what else we've got. Unawakened. Barrier. Separation. Separation card is very similar to the Three of Swords for me. Awakening, yes, yes. And mirroring. So the mirroring card always speaks to maybe this is what you could possibly be going through as well. Or they've been dealing with a person that is their mirror. Okay, this either speaks to you having gone through a similar situation and you're being mirrored. So what you're feeling as though you're going through, they're going through as well. They are going through an awakening, but right now they're still dealing with the imbalances in their life. As I said, it does have to do a lot with their childhood. They're going through an awakening process. And they're feeling a lot of pain, a lot of anguish here. An awakening is never, ever easy, my dear friends. Right? Never easy. And I get that they're spending a lot of time near water. We could see a lot of water here. So they've been soul searching, dealing with their emotions. A lot of fluctuations where their emotions are concerned. Let's take a few more cards. We've got tribe. So the tribe speaks to more the, it's like a family. It's like support. So I don't know if they're seeking support through other family members or friendships. You know, their tribe could be a group of people that they surround themselves with. Or this is speaking to someone they are going through an awakening and they're feeling as though you are part of their tribe. So like they've known you forever from a past lifetime. It could be, there's the nostalgia card, the soulmate card, the card of the past. So they are reminiscing, they are sort of focusing back on the past and sort of going over probably the details. And I feel that there are regrets here. There has been a breakup, obviously, with a separation. Now, if this is a third party, it does say to me that they are freeing themselves up. They're going through a separation. Now, for some of you, they've stayed because they have children with the other partner. And we've got the observer here. So they're probably checking out old messages. For those of you that were communicating through the internet, you may have been at a physical distance to each other, or even if you haven't been at a physical distance, the observer reminds me of the Aquarian energy. That's where Saturn is retrograding. So they are sort of looking back on the past. They're trying to read between the lines, trying to figure things out, and they're checking you out through social media here. We've got a question mark here, so they're not showing themselves. They could be on as they're in hiding. They don't want to show that they're checking you out, that they're reading your old messages. They're going through old messages, very old messages, probably as far back as they can, with the nostalgia card here. I want to take one more on that observer. We've got refocus. Refocus does speak to retrogrades. Again, the past. They're going down memory lane. Now, this speaks to family, and we've got children. So I don't know if someone got stuck in another situation because of children, because of an unwanted pregnancy for some of you, possibly. The barrier here is probably either, for those of you that don't have, that are dealing with someone that doesn't have children, they're dealing with their inner child, right? They're trying to sort of clear out those old wounds pertaining to the past, their upbringing probably. So they're needing time. We see the door closed, which speaks to barriers, right? Barriers. And the barrier could also be third parties here. But they're going through separation, and this is not, I mean, we see that it's a heartbreak, and this heartbreak can relate to your breakup, or that if they were in another connection, they were not someone, this person was not someone that took a separation lightly. Let's see what's at the bottom of the deck. And we've got the mask. And the mask speaks to someone not being totally truthful. Okay, this is the Pisces energy. Pisces speaks to unconditional love, but also Pisces, for me, it is the 12th house in the zodiac, which speaks to blockages. Someone is closing up a huge chapter in their life, dealing with karma. Pisces is also love affairs. also a lack of clarity, and someone that you're probably dealing with, someone that was not showing you their true emotions, and they were wearing a mask. Now, this could also possibly speak to you as well, that there's been a lot of things that have not been communicated. So there's like a detach because of a fear of opening up. But the refocus card speaks to someone that's refocusing, someone ready to take a path, a new path, but it does have to do with the past, the refocus, revisiting the past. I want to take a couple of cards on these difficult positions. I just want to see on a couple of cards more information, dear Spirit. But before we do that, let's take the Karma Dharma, the Major Arcana cards, and see what's going on. So we've got Pisces, we've got Libra, we've got Scorpio, we've got Saturn here. Saturn rules Aquarius and Capricorn. We've got the Emperor here, so some of you are dealing with someone that holds a lot of responsibilities. The Emperor is usually a father. This could be someone that's got their own business. This could be an entrepreneur. The Emperor could also be many times someone who's trying to control a situation, maybe someone that has lost control of their life, they've lost their path. This is Aries. Aries is Mars ruled. And Mars has been transiting through Taurus. Taurus is where the North Node is, so a lot of fated events are playing out where Mars is concerned, right? So Mars was in a Venusian, was transiting through Taurus, which is a Venus sign. So someone's been looking at their life, their securities, obviously where there's been a lack of change, and for some of you, because you could be, obviously, some of you could be dealing with someone that is very rigid, doesn't run with the changes. That's why they're going through a dark night of the soul. This is like the divine saying, look, dear person, you are not on the right path, and you're needing to awaken to this connection, awaken to what your real path is, what the path that is fated for you ahead of you is what is right for you. The Emperor, we know, can be very temperamental, very this is not someone who will show their emotions. They need to stand strong and seem as though they're in control. So that's where the mask comes in. I feel that this Emperor within is someone that's very soft-hearted, right? The mask speaks to someone not showing their true self, their true colors. And that's probably what they're going through, this awakening. Remember the self-worth card. Okay, just because someone's climbed the ladder and they're successful in the position they hold in society doesn't mean that they're in relationships, that they're in tune and that they've done the work. Let's see what's beneath here. We've got summer, which brings up Leo, the energy of Leo, which is a fixed fire sign. Summer does speak to maybe the timing of summer in the Northern Hemisphere. Yes, we are in summer. Someone could be on vacation, as I said, could be close to water. And, when we're close to water, this is all about connecting with our higher self, with our emotional self, right? So sort of clearing out all the garbage, things that we've been holding on to, emotionally speaking. So there's been an offer, and this could be connected to summer, maybe the beginning of summer. But as I see this card, it's usually a dark offer. So it's not, for me, it's not an offer that comes through. I mean, it's an offer that's given out, but there's fear surrounding it with all the darkness of the card. Contemplation. So there was an offer, but there were doubts as well connected to this offer. Fear. Patience is beneath. Patience. Patience is usually fixed signs. So Taurus, Scorpio, Leo, Aquarius. You may be dealing with someone that's a fixed sign, so change doesn't come easily. Or you're dealing with an earth sign. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. We know earth signs are very grounded, very patient. Now, of course, we can say also that water signs are quite patient as well. They're more recessive. Remember, earth and water, they're more recessive. So it's all about waiting for the other person to make the next move. Let's take some cards, and I want to have a bit more information pertaining to what is that dark night of the soul. What's that about? So the question that we asked was, how do they feel about your connection? And with a mirroring card, I would say that what they're awakening to is like you're their other half, right? So there's a mirroring effect. It's like they're looking into someone that they've known forever, their other half. But they feel like there's barriers, closed doors, because, and you know, this could also speak to if they're not the ones that are going through some sort of divorce, because the balancing the scales could speak to an imbalance. I don't know who it is that's going through a separation, because obviously with a separation card, it's like the Three of Swords. So for many of you, there are other people connected to this relationship. They're in the way, so there's an imbalance. What is that dark night of the soul? We've got the Two of Pentacles, the Knight of Wands, and the Moon. Okay, so what I get here is that your person was connected to you very sexually. I mean, Scorpio and Pluto is depth, it's intimacy. And so is the Knight of Wands. This is the player. This is someone that's not ready to settle down, but the moon is sitting on them and they've got a decision to make. They're sort of in between. It's as though they themselves subconsciously knew that they were connected to you. It's like something that they did not want to see. They did not want to understand. It's like they were trying to look at the surface, you know, just how they felt about you on the surface. And of course that's the sexual connection, the attraction. But there's depth, and this is what they did not want to see. And maybe this is what they've seen recently and in the past with the moon card. And we know that the moon also speaks to our subconscious, but also things that are hidden, things that we ourselves don't know. So maybe that's what they've been going through. The awakening of, you know, finding out, connecting with their subconscious so that they understand that this is a very important connection, very important relationship. This card just turned the Sun. We've got the Sun and the Moon, the yin and the yang. So this is very, very good, obviously, because this is the yin and the yang coming together. This is more about balance and harmony. So what's been hidden, maybe they've seen. The Sun also speaks to, it can speak to ego, but also speaks to healing. Remember, the Sun is Leo, so it does speak to the inner child. Now this person, again, I'm going to say, maybe they needed to go through this dark night of the soul. They were dealing with their internal emotions, their fears. The sun brings clarity though, and it does speak to more confidence. So the sun and the moon also speak to when the sun and the moon come together. It's like a new moon, or it could be relating to the timing, a timing card. So possibly a new beginning, a solar eclipse. We did have a solar eclipse back in April, and a lunar eclipse in mid-May. So I don't know if this is talking about that back then. And we did have a solar eclipse in Taurus and a lunar eclipse in Scorpio. So major changes, fated changes going on for them. Let's see what this self-worth is all about. We've got the Seven of Swords, which does speak to stealth and secrecy, but also maybe also trying to figure something out pertaining to a possible new cycle or being more adventurous. Remember, the self-worth speaks to like freedom, like trying to detach from something but not being totally truthful about it. Remember, the Page of Wands is like the Fool. We've got the Ten of Cups. Now, it could also say here that this is what you don't know. Maybe that's why there hasn't been communication, that your person is willing to take a risk towards happiness and bliss. But to get to that Ten of Cups, they need to balance out the scales. And, you know, the Ten of Cups could also speak to a possible ending from another family, another long-term relationship that they were in. Let's look at that balancing the scales. We've got the Five of Cups, so a lot of regrets and focusing on the past, a perception of feeling blocked. And the Hermit could also be someone that is guiding. This could be a lawyer, someone that they're seeking the wisdom from how to get unblocked. This could also speak to they're going through psychological issues and difficulties where they've turned inwards. They're seeking the truth, their truth, and they're focusing on the past still. With those three cups that are spilt. Let's see, because they're going through an awakening, remember, with the Hermit which is Virgo again, someone that's trying to they're looking at the past, trying to read between the lines, what went wrong in their life. Let's see what this unawakened is about. We've got the Knight of Cups, the High Priestess, and the Two of Wands. The High Priestess many times, and it is Pisces, Virgo. The High Priestess could speak to a love relationship, a spiritual union. The High Priestess holds a lot of wisdom, but there's a lot of secrecy there as well. We've got the Knight of Cups, and we know that the Knight of Cups is not someone that usually is very certain about, you know, offering their cup because they've been hurt before. The Knight of Cups is that more Scorpio energy. So remember, the dark night of the soul is also Scorpio. So they're trying to detach from something that was holding them back. Was it a fear of intimacy? When I speak of intimacy, I'm speaking mostly of an physical, but also remember that the Knight of Cups is with the High Priestess, and the High Priestess does speak to a spiritual union. So it looks like the divine feminine, or whoever holds more yin energy between the two of you. They're more in tune. The Knight of Cups would be more the other person, your person, that is sort of going through the process of awakening that this is a divine union, very spiritually inclined. And they're making a choice. They're looking at their choices. They have turned their back. They have turned their back on something that they desired in the past. Now, this is a possible new beginning, and the light is coming on. So they're fine-tuning their life, and also understanding that there's more to this connection than meets the eye, or that they understood. Let's look at the settling. There's that Four of Pentacles, so someone who's holding a mask, not being open. This is the Miser card, where they've been, the other relationship they've been in whatever situation they've been in. They've been holding this relationship close to their heart, but this is probably what they're more than likely awakening to. Now, this could also speak to they've been working on providing security if they've got a child, if they've become a parent, right? Trying to bring in financial security for their child. Maybe that's why this has taken longer for them, and that's the barrier, the closed door. And where there's been a lack of change, it's all about timing, obviously. The Barrier card does remind me of those blockages of Saturn. But remember the square between Uranus and Saturn, Uranus and Taurus. This is starting to play out again. So where they've tried to release themselves from a past situation, or where they've tried to stay on their path, thinking that they were on the right path at some point, or having accepted what, their life as it were, or as it evolved. They're just figuring out that that was not the right path, and they were meant to understand a few things, and timing is everything as well, right? There is the devil, there is Saturn, right? So yes, obviously settling because of fears, because of a situation, because of responsibilities, because they had to grow and mature. But there was a strong physical attraction, as I said, between you and them. For those of you this is a love connection. Now we've got the Queen of Swords, so there is some sort of a reckoning here. Cutting away the fears, the boundaries, the blockages, the stuck energy. No more settling, it looks like here. Because the Queen of Swords is Libra. Remember, she makes a decision. She is the divorcee. So she's been there. She's done that. She's matured. So she's very clear. She now can see clearly. They can see clearly. Now, this could also be someone that they were connected to, right? Because the Queen of Swords, she's very cold, she's very aloof. This could be someone that's got a very, very harsh tongue, very harshly spoken. Could also be someone that was very narcissistic, quite powerful where the mind is concerned. Let's look at the Barrier. Four of Cups, missed chances. Emotionally not being happy. Ego could also be a part of those barriers between you. And barriers could also speak to, because I don't know why I get, emotional happiness is, I mean, it's one of the ingredients that is blocked here, but it could also speak to matters pertaining to home, to someone's financial security, which is connected with work, right? The Six of Wands does speak to a possible success and recognition. So maybe this person had a lot that they were dealing with, and that was part of the barrier between you and them. And remember that the Emperor can be someone that holds strong ego. And we've got the Death card, so there's reckoning, as I said. Here is Scorpio. We've got Leo, Scorpio, so a lot to do with the eclipses and the inability to change through will, but and being penalized by spirit because of that. So this is the hand of the divine and spirit, right? The Death card does speak to those barriers being broken down. And remember the South Node being in Scorpio. Let's see. Separation. Separation of a marriage. There's the Four of Wands. Four of Wands is a marriage. It's a home. There is the Ace of Swords, which speaks to victory and severing ties. Again, seeing something truthfully. Seeing the truth. Victoriously. Victoriously. Having the understanding of why this had to happen. Why someone was stuck. Now they have the understanding. Remember that this is the power of the mind, the Ace of Swords, right? And we've got the Judgment card. So the Judgment card, of course, is a resurrection, my dear friends. Again, Plutonian energies. So it is connected with that dark night of the soul. Obviously, this is someone making a decision now to sever ties with that third party. They've seen the truth. This is also divine help. A moment of crisis. This is Archangel Michael, and what do we see? We see the Queen of Cups, so they're awakening to maybe this is how they see you as the Queen of Cups. We've got the High Priestess here, which is the same sort of energy. For some of you, there could be an age difference because we've got the Knight of Cups and we've got the Queen of Cups here. Doesn't matter older or younger. Emotionally, there is an immaturity in the Divine Masculine. Let's look at the Queen of Cups. We know that she's all about love, sacrifice, nurturing, and openness. So what they're awakening to is maybe they're seeing that you've offered, that you've that you were very open, that you were someone that was that comes from a place of heart. Now this is also them. They could be tuning in to their heart chakra, and they're willing to put in the work. With that Eight of Pentacles, this was not easy work for them. This was very difficult. Let's take one more on the Eight of Pentacles. We've got the Page of Swords, so this could speak to an understanding or some sort of a message, communication. Now this could also speak to a decision that's been made after their awakening, pertaining to having the ability to understand that maybe they were going through a learning curve as well. They needed to understand. And this could also speak to some sort of a conversation. I don't know if it's between you and them, maybe a younger person or a child, some sort of a conversation, some sort of a word that sort of triggered that heart chakra. That's what I'm getting here. Now, the Page of Swords is also Gemini. So Gemini is all about decisions, right? Mars is ready to ingress into Gemini. So there will be a lot of conversations, but Mars in Gemini is like difficulty in making decisions for some people. That's why Mars will be in Gemini for quite some time. Retrograde. Let's see what that mirroring is all about. We've got the Four of Swords, someone needing to take time out. We've got the King of Swords here and the Queen of Swords. Remember, the Four of Swords comes after the Three of Swords. And there's the Ten of Swords. This is the ending. Obviously, King of Swords is someone that speaks their truth. We've got all swords here, so lots of communication. After a lack of communication, lots of truths that will bring the ending of hardship. Remember, the Ten of Swords is also betrayal. So someone is cutting someone out of their life that was very much about, they betrayed them, right? This is great pain here. Now, also, this could speak to, for some of you, someone that cannot trust easily. Trust has been broken here. And we've got the Five of Pentacles here. Someone maybe has lost their belief in this relationship, or they've lost the hope, because there's great differences here with the Five of Pentacles. Obviously, maybe for both of you, there's a lot of changes where your beliefs are concerned. Maybe there's big differences socially between you and the other person. Now, we have the Four of Pentacles here, and we've got the Five here. We go from the 4 to the 8 to the 5. But remember that the Ten of Swords turns into the Ace again. I feel here what the mirroring card is telling me is that for many of you, you could both be going through the same person, same sort of energies. You've got the same things that are playing out in your life, similarities, but emotionally speaking, and this is probably something that you haven't been communicating, that possibly you need to, possibly with, I would say, with a refocus, maybe the Mercury retrograde that is coming up early September, that there will be, you'll be revisiting the past. There'll be a lot of communication after a lack of communication. And I feel here that for some of you, the other person has been going through some sort of a divorce. It's been really hard for them. It's cost them financially. What's at the bottom of the deck? And we've got the King of Cups. We've got the Queen of Cups here. So the King of Cups, we know, is someone that is very open emotionally, right? So they're going through a lot of fluctuations pertaining to their emotions. But they're needing to stand very strong. They're dealing with legalities. They're trying to sort of detach and see things clearly. Let's take the mask. What is it that they've been hiding? What is it that they've been wearing this mask for? That they've gone through a heartbreak. That they're hurting, not only you. There's the Ace of Cups. And we've got the Queen of Pentacles here. So the Queen of Pentacles is usually the mother. But the Queen of Pentacles is also something long-term. It's Earth. She holds that Ace of Pentacles. So she does speak to stability. And she's the most experienced queen, And she's the minor arcana of the Empress, my dear friends. So what they're hiding is obviously that they've gone through a heartbreak. Their heart has been torn as well. But what they're hoping for, and maybe, I don't know, this could be, as I said, a mirroring effect. That mirroring card speaks to me very much that both of you are wanting at this stage the same thing. We've got the Ace of Cups, which is a possible new beginning, starting over from the beginning, hoping for that holy grail, that gift from the divine, from spirit, and a new emotional start, but also something long-term, grounded and stable. Not airy-fairy, not in your imagination, not only through perception and communication, but something that holds reality, something that is real. Let's take 3 Lenormand and see what's going on. Here we are. We've got the Sun. We've got the Scythe. And we've got the Fox, and the Fox is like the 7 of Swords, which is up there. We've got a Divine Feminine here. She actually is the Queen of Pentacles, my dear friends. She's very reserved. She's very stable. She's a bookworm. She loves to read. She likes to write. Very intelligent, but very, very earthy. Either earth or water we're talking about here. Possible Leo as well, for a divine feminine figure here. We know that she's someone that's very stable, even though she's very open-hearted, possibly. She comes from a place of heart, right? The heart speaks to, sorry, the Sun speaks to the heart. It speaks to Sun in Leo. And Leo is all about the heart, and we know that the Sun is transiting through Leo, so someone could be going through many changes. The Scythe is endings, so this could speak to clarity pertaining to a situation. The Fox speaks to intelligence, but he's looking back to the past, some sort of an ending. We've got the Fish here as well, which speaks to abundance. Also probably having the clarity after confusion. The Fish also speaks to repetition, but it's also practical matters, so values. Remember the self-worth card here. An abundance of emotion here. This is what you'll be seeing. And it's got to do with the past. And we've got the Bear, which is very similar to the Emperor here, the Emperor or the Empress here. The Bear does speak to someone that's going to have the courage to stand tall, stand strong, someone who sits in a position of power. This could be a leader. This is someone that's needing to be strong. This could also be someone that has children, right? The Bear protects its cubs. We could also see this as some happiness recently which didn't end well because of something that has not been communicated. Someone kept information, was quite sneaky. So there was a lot of a lack of clarity, but we see here that this Divine Feminine is hoping for clarity. Now this Divine Feminine could also be a mother, or someone that's dealing with someone that's very short-circuited, someone that's quite powerful, or someone that, remember the Bear it's very, very powerful. It's also very courageous. It's Mars in Aries. What's at the bottom of the deck? And we've got the garden, and the garden speaks to happiness, right? This is the Garden of Eden. This is someone's public life, their public affairs, who they are in society, teamworks, someone who is famous, someone who is well known. I want to take 3 Sibyllars on the bear. This could also speak to, I mean, the divine feminine speaks to the yin energy, right? So yin energy is more sensitive, it's more intuitive. So being able to see through those, those deep waters, there's a depth of emotions here, or an ability to see through the veil, or even without the clarity, through unconditional love, someone is taking charge here and going to be confident. To take a position of power, bring a sense of leadership, have a sense of leadership and wanting to take charge. We've got the Donna de Servizio, so this is the servant. This is helpful. We've got news that comes in, some sort of a decision, possibly pertaining to legalities, communication, contracts. And we've got the l'amante, the lover. This is like the Knight of Cups. So this could speak to positive communication coming through. This is this positive news that someone's made a decision to come forward pertaining to romance, love, or an offer, or even forgiveness, because it looks like maybe the divine masculine has recognized that the divine feminine, let's say, has been there, has served them, has loved them unconditionally. So how does the other person feel? They've made a decision. They're going to take charge. They recognize the beauty and the truth. They've recognized that they've made a mistake, and they're trying to find a way to come back in, to your connection. But they're showing up, emotionally speaking, they're showing up as a Knight of Cups. They are someone who's quite intelligent. They are someone that does not open emotionally up easily. And it looks like they're obviously needing a little bit of time here. And they are going through some sort of a divorce or a separation from the past. Now, if a third-party situation was not an actual other person or other relationship, it could have been a mother figure that they're separating themselves from, another family member possibly as well, for others of you. Oh my God, we've got La Reunion. There's the reunion card, and this is the Eight of Wands. So some of you could obviously be at a physical distance to each other. You may physically need to fly. They're hoping for a reunion. Expect lots of messages, a lot of news coming in, right? This is obviously someone that wants to unite, wants to meet up with you. For those of you that have been connecting only through social media. They want to connect with you physically. And we've got the King of Pentacles here. King and Queen of Pentacles, Queen of Swords, King of Swords, Queen of Cups, King of Cups we saw. Oh my God. King of Pentacles would be Taurus, more than likely. Queen of Pentacles would be more Virgo, Capricorn. My goodness. So that's why I'm getting that this is a mirroring situation where you're both, and this is more inclined towards a twin flame connection. So what is it that the other person wants from you? They want to reunite. They know now they've gone through that awakening. They know that this is a very strong connection. They've known you from the past. For some of you, it's a soulmate connection. For others of you, it's a twin flame. And for some of you, your person has been dealing with another karmic connection. Possibly for some of you, you are both going through the same situation. That's why it hasn't been easy. And I would say here that for some of you, your person is going to take you by surprise. They're going to, for many of you, they're going to take the position of power. They're taking control of their life. They're clearing their life out. They've gotten in touch with their heart chakra. They've turned within. They've seen the light. And remember, Leo is all about fun. So it's the fun card. It's the card of flirtation. It's the card of generosity of spirit, the ability to create. So I would say in this Leo season going on to the Virgo, which is more of a grounding energy, because we've also got the Donna di Servizio here, which is very much the Virgo card. Now we're going to have a new moon in Virgo as well, end of August, on the 27th of August, right? So there could be some sort of news coming through where they're taking charge. They're taking control of their life. They're taking off the mask. They're going to surprise you. I do feel that there's going to be some sort of a surprise. They're going to catch you off guard. So yes, as I said, again, the Mercury retrograde will be very important. Playing out in September. Right, so late August and into September, I see that a lot will be happening. I want to take three romance angels. So what's going on? How do they feel? What are they going through, the other person? What is the possibility of a reunion here? We've got the reunion card, and what's that sitting on? It's sitting on the Ace of Cups and a pleasant conversation around a table. The round table is very positive. So remember, this is a general reading, my dear friends. It will not resonate for all of you, and we are not all on the same timeline. If you can take at least one message from this reading, then that should be good enough. It's positive enough. You will know which messages are for you personally. What's going on? Engagement. Your love life is ascending to a high level of commitment, so it doesn't necessarily mean engagement for others of you. It's just an ascension. Getting to know each other as you reveal your innermost selves to each other, your bond deepens. So what they want from you is something long-term, something more committed, and they want to get to know you. They want to know more about you, and they feel that you've kept a lot of information from them as well. Keep an open mind. Your soulmate may differ from your usual type and expectations. So some of you, yes, could be dealing with someone that is from a different part of the world. This is how they see you. Maybe they're trying to keep an open mind pertaining to you. Not only your beliefs, you've come from a different area of the world, but also your social standing, who you are in the world. You deserve love. You are lovable. And we see that this woman is holding a bow and arrow. It's like the energy of Cupid. So I feel here that they've got a target that they're wanting to hit, right? They're aiming for this love connection. They're wanting to get to know you. They're keeping an open mind. But also, I mean, Cupid, right? That bow and arrow, that poisonous arrow. They've been hit. They've been struck by that poisonous arrow. There is love here. There is love here. Maybe they thought that they did not deserve your love. They did have self-worth issues that they were dealing with, and that's what they're working through. What's beneath that? Healing family issues. Your love life benefits as you forgive your parents. So they've been carrying karma maybe from their parents that hasn't been dealt with. Maybe that's why they had to go through this, my dear friends. Let's take one last message as advice from the Gaia Oracle. What a beautiful, beautiful reading. What's beneath the garden? We've got the rider, an ace. Someone is coming from afar. Someone is coming from afar. Lots of messages. Mercury in Gemini this is, which means lots of messages. This is the rider. Remember the Knight of Wands up here. They've made a decision. They want a new beginning with you. Expect lots of communication. There's passionate news coming in, lots of messages, and very speedy as well. Very soon, you will be entering the Garden of Eden after those blockages. There's been a lot of karma and maybe physical distance for some of you. Physical distance, emotional distance, a lack of communication. Everyone's been dealing with their own skeletons in the closet, with their own karma. Let's see what the advice is from Spirit. Now, where signs are concerned, we've got all the signs here, dear friends. All the signs are here, so one card, dear Spirit, one card for advice for my dear friends. And you know, this message could also be to your person. Take it as it resonates. It could be a message for you, and it could be a message for your person. So, as I said, take it as it resonates for you. Ocean of eternal love, healing, creativity, and fertility. The word fertility, and it's a 44. 44, which is an angel number. Have a look. Fertility, yes, speaks to something that is being created. 44 could also be an important number for you. Could be an age. Could be a number of a home. You could be seeing 444 all the time. Healing, creativity, and fertility. It is said that love conquers all. This is especially true for you at the moment. Something is resolved and healed through love. What was previously barren now becomes fertile. A seed is planted, and I'm getting the goosebumps. A seed is planted, and you are the co-creator. I was going to say co-star. The conditions are favorable. The timing is right. A new creation awaits you. The birth of something new brings joy and excitement. The forever changing seasons of eternity turn their invisible wheel, and a new cycle begins. A new image is born. You know, I did have a reading just recently. A New Star is Born was the title, and this takes me back to that. It's only very recently that I've uploaded a video like that. If you haven't seen it, check it out. There may be messages there for you. The affirmation says, love heals, love brings resolution, love conquers, love creates, love is eternal. And I do feel that this Emperor here is a conqueror. He is going to conquer love. He is going to stand strong, stand tall. He is the Emperor after all. Let's take a couple of love messages. And usually readings such as these should be shorter as we answer a question of, you know, how does your person feel about you and what situation have they been in? But today's was long, very similar to a twin flame. Let's take some handwritten love messages. I will fight for us. 7 of Wands. You are so hot, I want you, you drive me crazy. So there is a very strong sexual connection. 8 of Wands, which is also the reunion. Lots of fire here. I've made space for you in my life. That's the 9 of Pentacles, dear friends. That's the Virgo card. So I don't know if you're dealing with a Virgo. We've got that Virgo energy around us very strongly as the sun is preparing to ingress into Virgo, and Mercury's in Virgo. Mercury is the communicator, remember, the messenger. Let's see what else. More wands, more fire. I have never loved like this before. This is my truth. Take another card. That's the Ace of Swords. Lots of wands, so lots of fire, strong fire energy. Virgo is very strong here. We do have air. What is your truth? Be mine. Oh my God, I rest my case. I just got the goosebumps. Again, there's the 10 of Pentacles. Someone wants marriage, long-term commitment, moving in together. Be mine. Here is the offer. It's on the table. And where is the King of Pentacles sitting? He's sitting on the Emperor. Yes, this is your person, my dear friends. The Emperor is the King of Pentacles. I would say for many of you, this is the same person. So we've got 15, 24, 30, 31, 32, which equals a 5. 5 is the Hierophant. And the Hierophant is marriage. It is marriage. It is a divine union. It is a spiritual connection. It is Taurus, the North Node. So those shocking, surprising changes will be taking place. I still feel that conjunction with the North Node in Taurus on Uranus and Mars. This is still playing out for many of you. And that will show up probably up until the 20th of August as Mars is going to ingress into Gemini. Mars is going to leave those gifts, remember, and obviously there will be a lot less pressure where Mars triggered those 4 fixed signs. So Taurus, Scorpio, Aquarius, and Leo will be able to take a breath. We've all got those energies in our chart somewhere. So number 32, again, could be an age, could be a home. 32 equals 5. 5 speaks to changes, and it's all about fated events, futuristic events, my dear friends. And Taurus, remember, is Venus. And Venus now is in Leo, so she's very open. She's very generous. She's very... she comes from a place of heart, okay? So let's see also what Jupiter and Venus trining will bring us. It could be anything to do with monetary or emotional happiness, concerning monetary issues, things that will give you a sense of security and abundance. Remember, the two benefics, Venus and Jupiter, are blessing us with some good news moving forward in the next few days. So I'd love to hear from you. What is it for you? What is it? What has shown up on the horizon for you? You can always email me if you don't want to share your personal love story. So, oh my God, where did this come from? I did not see that. You can trust me with your heart, babe. I won't ever hurt you. And that's the 5 of Cups, which we did have in the reading. Wow. So if we had a 5, the cards added up to 5, which was the Hierophant, add another 5. So we had 32. 32, right, plus 5 is 37. That equals a 10. So an ending to a cycle, which is a restart. Right, so there again is a number 5. 5, lots of changes, dear friends. So with that, I will leave you. You can trust me with your heart, babe. I won't ever hurt you. Some of you obviously didn't trust fully. So that's another thing that they want you to know. The masks need to come off, okay? Love and light, dear friends. Hope that this helped. Talk to you soon. Ta-da.